Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Today is the 27th of June, and the moon is in Pisces all day, including the time that the two presidential candidates are going to be debating. So, Pisces is an imaginative moon for sure. It can bring out our idealism. It can also bring out our insanity, especially insanity based on delusions and illusions. There's a fine line here between perhaps magic and mania. We have an early morning sextile to Mars. Mars is plodding along step by step in Taurus. There's been so much activity with the Sun and Mercury and Venus quickly moving through the signs. First Gemini, now Cancer, and Mars has just sort of been going whoop, whoop, whoop. Eventually, Mars is going to move into Gemini and then make a conjunction to Jupiter. That is, I believe, happening in either July or August. I'm sorry, I don't know that. So there's this sort of jumping ahead of our values, our vision, our focus, and our minds and our actions. They're not lagging behind necessarily, but they're just sort of, things are happening. Things are moving forward. And I kind of like Mars and Taurus in that it does make progress, and it generally makes progress in a very sort of, I don't want to say specific way, I guess specific way, but it just makes this progress in a way with Mars perhaps a bit more quietly. Although I do have to say, when it gets riled, Mars in Taurus does pull out the club and club you over the head. Mars in Taurus is sort of hand-to-hand combat with sort of medieval weapons, maces and, things that like crush people's heads and stuff. So Mars isn't by no means a peacenik. Okay, in Taurus, I mean. All right, let's get out of that. Let's get off of that subject. We do have a conjunction of the moon to Saturn. Of course, Saturn is in Pisces, so when the moon's in Pisces, it's going to eventually come up to Saturn. Saturn is particularly powerful at this time because in 2 days, Saturn stations retrograde. So for the most part, for all intents and purposes, even today, Saturn is virtually standing still. And that whenever a planet changes direction, actually, it never really changes direction. It's just from our perspective on planet Earth. It builds up a lot of power. And Saturn, in a way, is the power of no. So we'll keep that in mind as we also are waiting for the Supreme Court to come down with this immunity case. Okay, the power of no. We have also have the moon make a trine to Mercury today. So sharing our feelings, Mercury in Cancer, moon in Pisces, is easier than ever. Compassion is a great way to access this. The energy that you want to have with this kind of trine is one of compassion, because we can and caring and that. So hopefully we'll see some more better things for people who really, really need the help. These are black raspberries, by the way. They are starting to color up here. It's going to be a delicious summer, I think. And the thistle, you see, it's starting to get a little bit more purple, but that's still a ways off. And this thistle is, holy Toledo, look at that thistle. Thistle, thistle, thistle. And this is the wild stuff. And you can see the difference, right, between the cultivated and the not cultivated. And there's that little thistle flower that's going to be opening soon. Yes, I have walked into this a few times. It has poked me in places that I shouldn't have myself. It's wide enough for most people, but it's reminded me that perhaps I need to not have so many muffins or something. I don't know. Anyway, back to I keep doing that, don't I? Back to, well, it can't all be astrology. It should be a little interesting in other ways. It's very interesting in astrology, a little interesting in other ways. And then the last aspect the moon makes, which is at 9:24 p.m. on the east coast of the U.S., right? Within the first half hour of that debate, we have the moon make a sextile to Uranus. That can bring up some sextiles, often open the lines of communication or bring forth information, right? And so we can expect maybe a little information that's a bit shocking to come out. We'll be like, what? Did he really say that? What? So 9:24, we should probably time that, right? Just as you're watching, say, hey, it's 9:24. We'll see who says what, right? So that should be interesting. All right, so that's the story, Morning Glories. We had quite a bit of rain last night. So things are really happy this morning. And we have some basil here that we're growing. We usually put it in the ground. We're going to be putting it in the ground soon. It's one of those plants that you really have to wait. Oh, here's some more raspberries. You can see some of them are actually getting really dark. They have to be really dark to be ripe, but man, they are delicious when they are ripe. And of course, Michael's garden is doing great. The other garden, he's planted some stuff, but it's a bit of a mess. So when he tidies it up, we'll show you that garden as well. But yeah, things are looking good. Things are growing. Charlie's digging it, Charlie. And I'll bring you over here to the hydrangeas. It rained so much that it sort of drooped them all over because they're all wet. We have so many flowers. So this is a regular hydrangea. And this is called Stars and Moons. This hydrangea, and here we go. And there's actually, this is Stars and Moons. And this is a different hydrangea, actually. I don't think that's Stars and Moons. This is a hydrangea that we planted from another area of the yard. But it's really blooming this year. I think it's going to be gorgeous. And this is going to be gorgeous when it does bloom. And over by Charlie, that's also a hydrangea over there. So there'll be more hydrangeas to come. And then, of course, the hydrangea up by the road over there, definitely. And this beautiful hydrangea who's so laden with flowers. And now all the flowers are wet. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this one because it has that purple. Isn't that beautiful? I love that purple. We have a bedroom that has that color on the wall. And we have the roses coming up. You see those? Oops, I think we'll just... Oh, what did I just do? Oh, that's me. The fig tree did that. Isn't that funny? Okay. Like wiped again. So the fig can actually change the... that was me. Yep, that was me. Good thing I had clothes on. I mean, I always walk around with clothes, but it's like not my pajamas. At least I didn't have my pajamas on. All right, and we have the hostas over there. The mullein over here. We also have we have a rose here. I haven't seen a bud yet, but hopefully that will come up. Some blackberries, all kinds of stuff. All right, guys, have yourself a great day. And my owner and I will be doing a live on Friday, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, on my channel, the Mystic Sisters Live, again. I can't wait. Take care. We'll talk about all kinds of stuff. Much love, everyone. Namaste.